Good afternoon, students. In the previous video lecture class, we have already discussed about gas welding processes such as oxy-acetylene welding, air-acetylene welding, and principles, equipments, and their reactions, advantages, disadvantages. All we have discussed. In this class, I will try to discuss about the remaining gas welding process such as oxy-hydrogen welding, gas cutting, then powder cutting, and if possible soldering also. Will try to cover it then. So oxy-hydrogen welding, it is a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen gases. The gaseous mixture is used for torches to process refractory materials and is used for welding. An oxy-hydrogen torch is an oxy gas torch which burns hydrogen with oxygen fuel with oxidizer. It is used for cutting and welding metals, glass, and thermoplastics. So the oxy-hydrogen torch, it is given here. Then it is exactly similar to the what oxy-acetylene torch only, but oxygen is mixed with the hydrogen gas in the required ratios and given it a flame at the tip of the torch. When it ignites, it gives a desired flame exactly similar to the what oxy-acetylene welding itself. The desired flame, it is used for cutting refractories and harder materials by oxy-hydrogen welding. So the torch, it is given are shown in the figure. You look at the picture, all control valves, gauges, everything they have provided. It is used for control the flow of gases and obtain the desired flame at the tip of the torch. Then the process of welding with oxy-hydrogen is similar to the other hot flame gases, and the joint must be beveled in the same way to make them accessible for filling. The work should be heated first in order to prevent chilling of the filling material, and the melt bar fused in to make the joint. The operation is being used a large extent in making large steel pipes. Iron, steel, copper, lead, zinc, and the other industrial metals can be welded by this process. The cost is similar to that of that for work done by the oxy-acetylene process, although somewhat higher for most operations. Each metal requires its own special method of treatment, and the operator will soon learn the best way of handling each job. This process requires a skilled workman, and the success or failure of the weld will depend largely on the man who does it. Therefore, this is mainly used for cutting ceramics, refractories, glass, and other harder and toughened materials. So, all principle of operation and steps involved in oxy-acetylene welding, it is also similar to the what oxy-hydrogen welding, but mainly the mixture of gases and the desired flame with their chemical reactions can be obtained with the skilled operator. Then coming to the gas cutting, then so this is a oxy fuel process, most widely applied industrial thermal cutting process because it can cut thickness from 0.5 mm to 250 mm. The equipment is low cost and can be used manually or mechanized. There are several fuel gas and a nozzle design options that can significantly enhance performance in terms of cut quality and cutting speed. Basically, a mixture of oxygen and fuel gas is used to preheat the metal to its ignition temperature, which for steel it is about 700 to 900 degrees centigrade. A bright red heat it is obtained, but well below its melting point. A jet of pure oxygen is then directed into the preheated area, inciting a vigorous exothermic chemical reaction between the oxygen and the metal to form iron oxide or slag. The oxygen jet blows away the slag, enabling the jet to pierce through the material and continue to cut through the material. The principle of operation and principle of working, it is shown here. So metal to be cut, it is arranged here, and the torch, it is focused at the one end of the work part, and when it is focused at the end, it forms a curve. Then afterwards it is move either backward or forward or sideways. Then it goes on cutting because very high temperature it is involved with the mixing of the desired gases at the tip of the torch. Then therefore it is exactly similar to the oxidation torch only, but the desired flame can be used to cut the type of metal or alloy being cut. Then so the gas cutting operation and principle it is shown here. Then you look at the picture then and obtain then the concept of what gas cutting. Then what are the advantages? Then it can cut metals into small shapes that sizes that is otherwise difficult to be machined by the other mechanical methods. Equipments used in flame cutting process or gas cutting process are portable that can be used effectively for field work. Flame cutting machines with multiple torches can cut number of steel profile pieces simultaneously. This process of steel cutting is faster as compared to other mechanical cutting methods. As compared to other mechanical cutting method, the cost of using flame cutting or oxy cutting or metal flame cutting method is rather slow and cost effective. Coming to the disadvantages, this method is limited to the cutting of steel and cast iron materials only. The dimensional tolerances as compared to other mechanical cutting methods are very poor. The heat and red hot slag expelled during this metal cutting method present fire and burn hazards to plant and workers. Proper fume control and adequate ventilation is a must for the place of cutting, because so many gases like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide gases which are very harmful to the personnel. Therefore adequate ventilation has to be provided to prevent hazards. Then all these are the what advantages, disadvantages. Coming to the applications, oxygen cutting would be useful only for those materials which readily get oxidized, and the oxides have lower melting point than metals, so it is most widely used for ferrous materials. Then oxygen cutting is not used for materials like aluminum, bronze, stainless steel which resist oxidation. Then cutting of high carbon steels and cast iron requires special attention due to formation of heat affected zone where structural transformation occurs. Normally it is a common tendency with the ferrous materials and metals and alloys. Then however, heat affected zone is a common tendency with the ferrous materials, metals and alloys. Then you have to take care while you are cutting to avoid heat affected zone. Then coming to the powder cutting, then so this process, the principle of operation it is shown here. Oxyacetylene flame and a similar torch it is used, but in between a metal powder it is supplied by the torch. Then such an arrangement it is shown in the figure. Then so however we'll discuss about the principle of operation of what metal cutting. Then the process works by injecting the powder cutting process works by injecting iron powder into the flame so that an oxide with a lower melting point is formed at the cutting area where additional iron oxygen reaction is generated and cutting proceeds. You look at the picture. Then iron powder it is collected in the hopper. Then and it is supplied in the vicinity of the flame. Then therefore supplying of iron powder to the flame may burn off and cut the what metal to be cut. However, oxygen and acetylene gases are supplied in a desired ratios along with the nitrogen or compressed gas flows along with the metal powder collected in a hopper in the flame zone. Then therefore it cuts with a high pressure. Then principle of operation it is shown here. Then the operation will discuss. Then power cutting is also known as oxy-fuel cutting also. It is a process of thermal cutting of metals by chemical reaction with the oxygen after the part has been raised to ignition temperature. In this process, a finely divided 200 mesh iron powder is added to cutting oxygen stream. The powder is preheated as it passes through the preheat flames and bursts into the flame in the stream of oxygen. The heat and fluxing action of the burning iron powder enable the cutting action oxygen stream to oxidize the base metal continuously. So, however, then very high pressure nitrogen atmosphere and preheating of the powder will exert in the vicinity of the flame, that what will melt work part along with the oxyacetylene gases and cut the desired metals and alloys. Then advantages: a variety of metal or non-metal powders can be used. It is economical for mass production, minimizes machine use, very good surface can be obtained, it limits or minimizes loss of material. These are all the advantages. Then disadvantages: initial investment is very high, less well-known process because they are not identified till today. Other than the what oxyacetylene cutting, powder cutting, it is rarely used and finding a less application in the industry. But it is a very good process to what avoid oxidation. Then high chances of health hazards. Metal powder material is costlier. It is a limited part size and complexity. High cost of tooling. Fracture toughness is less than. All these are the disadvantages. Then applications of powder cutting used in production of gears, cans, piston rings, connected rods, etc. Many household equipments are produced by this technique. It is a only method for shaping super alloys and tungsten carbide, very hard alloys. It is difficult to cut by using oxyacetylene cutting, can be cut with the powder cutting. Then these are all the what applications of this gas welding, gas cutting process. Then these are all gas welding and their gas cutting and other gas welding processes for cutting and what welding. Then coming to the another aspect of welding processes, joining processes, such as soldering, brazing and other process. Then so however, then soldering will discuss. Then soldering is a joining process wherein coalescence is produced by heating a fusible material below 200 degrees centigrade using a non-ferrous pillar material with a melting point below that of the base metal. The metals to be joined dictate the flux, solder, and heating methods to be used. Base metals are selected for specific properties such as electrical conductivity, weight, and corrosive resistance. Then, however, then it is a joining process wherein coalescence is produced by heating the fusible metal below 200 degrees centigrade and supplies the trickles of fusible alloy in between the parts to be joined. Used for dissimilar metals, the fusible alloy will be melt below the 200 degrees centigrade. Without melting the base metal, the metals can be joined in. However, the principal operation, it is shown here. You look at the picture. Then soldering wire, then tip of soldering iron, nothing but a soldering gun. Soldering wire, nothing but it is a fusible alloy. Then copper pad on board. Then and in copper pad or parts to be joined. Then so and in between lead means fusible alloy, it is passed. Then when soldering iron heated to its temperature, nothing but what fusible alloy temperature supplies to the heat to the fusible alloy and melts and soaks in between the parts to be joined. All these arrangements they have given in the what schematic diagram. Then so then to achieve a sound soldering joint, the following should be considered. Then joint design. Then they should be designed with the requirements of solder and their limitations in mind. Means joint should be designed well in advance. Free cleaning, the surfaces must be thoroughly clean to allow the solder to wet the base metal. Otherwise, penetration and bonding may be incomplete. Then, therefore, cleaning of the work parts it is a common tendency. Fluxing, a flux must be provided to remove traces of surface film or oxides and to prevent formation of oxides during the soldering operation. Fluxing to be spread over the parts to be joined to clean the surfaces and to occur a deep penetration. Then proper fixtures or alignment of parts must be maintained to ensure a sound soldering. Means a distortion of the work part takes place at the time of soldering. Then, therefore, fixtures or jigs can be used to hold the work parts in a position. Therefore, you can form a strong joint. Then heating the base metal should be uniform or even the base metal to ensure good penetration to the pillar alloy into the joint. Means preheating that, not melting the base parts, but it is heated to obtain a strong or deep penetration. If a non-corrosive flux is used, no further cleaning is necessary. The use of corrosive flux makes flux residue removal imperfect. Then, however, then so it is very important for the point of view. Then, however, what are the steps involved in soldering process? Then, so the some of the steps involved in soldering process are joint fitting, means a very minimum gap between the parts to be joined or to be aligned. Then a clearance of about a 0.005 inch is suitable for most soldering. When soldering free coated metals, a clearance of about 0.001 inch is recommended for minimum mechanical strength. Then, however, joint fitting to be prepared before soldering. Then type cleaning has to be carried out. So we have already said this. The surfaces should be contain oil, wax, lint, other any particle, dust. Then that should be pried either mechanical or chemical means. Then, so scotch brite pad or emery cloth is normally employed mechanically. Then chemically cleaning, nothing but a cleaning using acids to remove rust, scale or sulfides. Most commonly used acids are hydrochloric or sulfuric acid used to clean the work part. Then application of the flux. Then flux should be capable of removing oxides and stop them from reforming. Then, so it is cleaning the surfaces and prevent the oxidation. Therefore, flux either it is in liquid form to be spread over the parts to be joined, and the flux should permit displacement of the solder. Then flux should promote wetting of the surfaces by the solder. Then all chances are to be taken well in advance. Then application of heat. Then heating the joints evenly or uniformly is utmost importance. Then to ensure a sound joint. Then normally types of soldering equipments are soldering iron, either electrical by heating electrically, flumber torch, then propane low heat, then or sometimes oxy flame can be used. Then, or sometimes dip soldering can be used. Then soldering iron, it is collected in a tank and joints to be parts to be joined dipped in a tank of solder. Then oven heating. Then solder the fusible alloy solder, they have to place it in between the joint and place it in an even and maintaining a fusel temperature in a furnace to form the joint. Then all methods, any methods can be used and form the joint between the part to be joined. Then applying the solder takes place in two steps. Then wetting the metal surfaces, filling up the gap between the wetted surface with the solder. Then at last, then cooling the joint. Then as soon as possible after soldering, the joint may be cooled using water spray or air blast. Slow cooling could cause excessive alloying, resulting in a brittle joint. Then, so however, slow cooling, optimum cooling we have to provide for cooling of the joint. Then flux residue treatment. Then a non-corrosive fluxes are ones which are rosin based and do not require removal. Then corrosive fluxes are fluxes containing zinc chloride. Removal is a must to prevent corrosion. Then means this residue may form the corrosion. Then therefore you have to clean after the what joint form. Then all these are the what um, steps involved in soldering process. Then however, then lot more things to be discussed in the next video class. Just method of soldering, brazing, and other related topic will discuss in the later class. Then however, then you try to concentrate more about these cutting processes, means oxygen cutting, gas cutting, then powder cutting, and the soldering process. Then we'll discuss remaining soldering methods in the next class. Then thank you all. Then bye. Then I hope you all understood. Then